Hello and welcome to Life Less Ordinary. It is the beginning of December and this is the time when we put our nets on our apple trees. So there is already fruit on them, but as is always the case, if we don't net these trees come May for these, so maybe the end of April, because these are pink lady apples in particular, the cockatoos and other birds will come and devour everything that is on this tree if we do not net them. And as many of you are aware, we do have quite a lot of fruit trees, 5 pink lady apple trees in particular. So what we want to do is ensure that we get the harvest, not the birds. So I will show you how we do it. So you can see here we've pulled out some of the nets. We've got some long ones. The long ones tend to go along this one here because we've got a number of fruit trees that need covering. Then you've got some shorter ones and then some individual ones that will go over the tree. And if you have a look here, these have been up for a couple of years. This is how we are able to get the nets over the trees and having them sitting over the trees without them squashing the branches. We will do a light prune on some of the taller, so some of these ones here, because they're actually taller than what this wire and wooden framing is. So we'll just do a light summer prune on any of the trees, particularly so this up on the apple as well. We'll prune that back so that it's not going to interfere with the nets as they go on. We also have here, this is the twine that I use. Well, it's not twine, it's cotton jolly something or other. I'll put the link down below with what it is. So we just cut those and tie them at the bottom, tie the 2 nets. So we put the net all the way over and tie it together, and that way we'll end up with the apples and the plums, because there's plums there as well, and any other fruit will land in the base of that tied together net, and then it's easier for us to harvest as opposed to just putting the nets over the top and then the fruit just drops to the ground. This just keeps it all safer. Anyway, we'll show you what we're going to do. So this is a multi-person job. So they've managed to pull it over and they're getting the rest over. And this is I think this is a 4 metre wide net. It was a 10 metre long one. I think we've cut it in half, but this is definitely 4 metres wide. So as you can see, it goes down to the ground, and it's the same on this side. So then we'll be able to tie it together underneath. Okay, so as you can see here, I've already tied some of it up. The idea is that I grab the net from the other side, pull it through as best as I can. There's a trunk just here, so I'm pulling it through and pulling it up. Now, because we've used these nets before, there's little holes that we've already put into the netting. So I'm just going to this one, put this strip through there, then through the holes that I've already put in. I just use scissors to make little holes, and like I said, because we reuse these nets, it works for us. So this essentially has, by pulling the other side through and up this way a little bit, it's created a netting system so that when the fruit, which you can see is just here, when it's ready, it will fall into the nets, and then we will get it out. This is a trick that we learned when we were working at an apple cider orchard about 3 years ago, netting it that way, and particularly for their purposes on an apple cider orchard, You're wanting it to be as ripe as possible. There's more sugar content in the apples the riper they are, so the longer they're on the tree without being attacked by birds, hence the netting. When they're ripe, they will drop into the nets, and then we can just grab this netting, lift the other one, and we can grab the nets, the apples out from there. So we'll just continue going along up there and doing those ones over there. And Dean's just making up nets for the figs that are over the back there. And there's these ones up here. So we've got a plum on the end here, which we're just putting a small net over because there is probably about 10 fruit on it, and that one's blood plum, so I'm wanting those ones. And then the pink lady apple up the back there, which has its own net. Like I said, we did prune it, so I think just turn it around here. We did prune it, so normally we would net over the top of the trellising that we've got there, but this time we've just put the net straight over the top. We've pruned summer pruned the leaves, just so that we could actually get the nets to fit. That's just unless you're going to spend a fortune on nets, it's hard to get them wide enough to go over. When we were working at the cider orchard, we would actually use the ties to tie 2 nets together, and that was very labour intensive considering the rows were 100 metres long. That was hard work. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. That's how we do it. So hopefully that's helpful when it comes to netting the fruit trees. Like I said, you're wanting them up well and truly, a month, 2 months, even 3 months before, probably 2 months, I think, 2 months before the fruit is going to be ripe. Definitely do not leave it until 2 weeks before, because the fruit will be gone because the birds will take it all. Anyway, thanks for joining us as we live our life less ordinary.